So the camera I'm using is this tin. It's sprayed black on the inside and it's got a little bit of metal in there which is stuck to it the inside with a tiny little pin in it. Photography is always really interesting. You never know what you're going to get. You're making everything yourself. The camera, you got to develop the film. So I load my pinhole in my bag and I store it in the bag. I sort of film in there just to keep it out of the light and only take it out when I need to. So I'm going to take a shot in here and see what I find. Some pinhole in the forest today. Let's see what shots we find. Let's see if it actually works out. Some really cool locations here. I haven't been out in nature for so long. Photography is always really interesting. You never know what you're going to get. You're making everything yourself. The camera, you got to develop the film. You don't know what you're going to get. It's kind of exciting, and you can always get really close to your subjects. So that's what I'm going to do in my next shot. This ugly looking bark, but I think it might be interesting. There's some textures and stuff like that. So I'm going to open it up for about 30 seconds and see what happens. Open the front of the camera, and I'm quite close to it. You can see how close I am. That's the beauty of pinhole. You can get really close to your subject. So I come up to 20 seconds. I'm going to give it 30 seconds because it's quite dark. Actually, maybe I'm looking at it now and I think maybe let's go for the whole minute. I mean, it'll burn out the background or blow out the background, but it should pick up all that detail in there. Could be totally wrong. So my last two shots were 20 seconds and 30 seconds. It's always kind of a bit of guesswork in this old film. And it's coming up now to a minute. I'm going to put the thing in the front. I've closed up the front of the camera. I'm going to take it now and put it back in the bag. So I've only got 3 shots today. That's my lot, basically. That's it. This could be interesting, or it could be just a complete utter mess. Either way, it was a lovely day out. So back to the dark room and let's develop these negatives and see what we got. I'm ready to develop the sheet film that I exposed in the pinhole camera from today's adventure. I'm going to see if this film really works. It's very old. I'm kind of chancing it. I did 15 seconds for one sheet. I did about a minute for another, 20 and 30. I think these were the values. That's usually what it is for those pinhole cameras. Usually I write the amount of exposure under a bright sunny day on the bottom, and then looking at the light, I figure out, well, if it's a stop more or 2 stops more. And I gave it a bit more stops, this film, because it's so expired. That's what I wanted to say. So let's see how it's going to work out. Over here I've prepared my darkroom sink with all the chemicals. I'm going to go through that and how I'm going to do it. It's going to be in complete darkness, so nothing I can show you until we get it into the fixer and into the wash. So I'm going to do that. I think it's 8 minutes in Rodinal, 1:25 ratio solution. So roughly 20 milliliters for half a liter. Okay, So enough. This is my setup, my preparation for the sheet film that was in the Pinhole camera. I've got 4 sheets to develop. I'm going to develop with Rodinal. I got 2 jugs here, which are for my developer, half a litre each, with 20 millilitres in of developer. That's my litre of water prepared. I have my fixer here, and I have my fixer which is for film. This one's for film, not for paper. I have a separate one for paper, and I mark off when I use it. So this will probably finish this fixer off. Which, if I run into difficulties with the fixer, I do have some hypo which I made the other day, so that would also work too. So I got my 4 trays, and the sheet film is 18 by 13 centimeters. I'm going to have to do this in complete darkness or under some kind of green light, olive green light. That's what it said in the instructions that I translated from Hungarian. So out of safety, I'm just going to do it in complete darkness. No red light, nothing like that. Even though it's autochromatic film, well, we're going to find out. So, voila, nothing. Absolutely nothing. Yep. This doesn't work. Yep, but that's what happens. Buy an old pack of... I didn't buy it, I got given it, so... Where is it? Put it in here somewhere. This stuff, whatever it is, either it's useless, which I think it is actually. I think we're going to use something else. So let's do this all over again. That's how it goes. Okay, so I've wasted some time in my life with this. Oh goodness. Yeah, buggers. That's better. After developing in the dark 7 minutes, the sheets are completely blank. So I don't know. It's Rodinal. I don't have a recipe for it. But I do have some paper negatives in here. And I'm going to do it all over again. And we're going to have pinhole images. So looking in my drawer of papers and all sorts of wonderful things that I have collected over the years, I have these negative transparency, whatever that is, and negative paper. So I did test these in the past, and I think they work. So that is going to go. I don't know what I'm going to do with it. The only thing useful of that is the box, and I don't even think that box is any good. Yeah, I think that's had its day, or I don't know what it's used for. It could be for line drawings. That's what it came up with. But we're going to try this stuff. I have no idea what this is actually. I got this in a Jobs Worth quite some time ago, and I have tested, and I got results out of it. So I will go through the whole procedure again. But with black and white film, you don't really have a problem with that. With colour, yeah, that's another ball game altogether. But black and white, give it a stop or so, or maybe 2 stops. You've got a lot of leeway with black and white film. So that's what I'm expecting. I could get nothing. That's the joy of with old film and these old boxes of film that I find, or old boxes of paper. Yeah. I'm going to give this one a good minute. This pinhole camera was from a project I did a couple of years ago, a $5 project. just to make cameras, $5, or buy cameras for $5. This was one. I made a pinhole camera. I made several of them at the time. It's so beautiful out here. Coming up to a minute now. This is the second time I'm out and about, and hopefully we're going to get some results this time around. I've picked this really close up with the Pinhole camera here. I brought the really heavy tripod, so I hopefully won't get any movement. So I'm going to do a close up of this. I'm not too sure if this is on a paper negative or a standard negative, but we'll see. So let's try this one. One, two, three, four. That's it. That's done. Let's hopefully this one comes out better than the last episode. 27, 28, 29, 30. So the third time around I used this Ilford FP4, which I have for quite some time. It's definitely expired, but not only by a couple of years. I'm watching my negatives there, and I've got results. So this is a winner. Well, I always know this is a winner. So the camera I'm using is this tin. It's sprayed black on the inside, and it's got a little bit of metal in there, which is stuck to it the inside with a tiny little pin in it. I have a video about how to make these. I'll put it up on the top there, and I always write on the bottom how many seconds it needs, the aperture size, all that kind of stuff, just to do the maths. This is 8 seconds in bright sunlight, and that's how I work out my exposures. So I've used this tin for quite some time. You can use any old tin actually. There's a Pinhole calculator to work out the size for the aperture and what works and the time. And I also spray the top of it, and then that seems to be light tight. This tin I've used quite some time, for a long time. Yeah. So this should be ready now in a minute. So now I have the two sheet film loaded up. Same recipe as before, 500 milliliters, 20 milliliters of Rodinal. I'm going to do it for 7 minutes, and so it's the first 30 seconds you want to just roll it back and forward, and then every 10 seconds give it a move. Actually, or just continuously roll it actually for the 7 minutes. It's kind of a hack, but it works pretty well. Probably you could do this with less chemicals, to be truly honest, because the way it works, you could probably do this with half the amount of chemicals. But on the safe side, there's quite a lot of film surface. So hopefully this works. Third time a charm, as they say. More negatives. Yeah. So that one is still being washed over there, and that's the other one. Yeah. So this one came out quite nice. There's plenty of detail on that. Okay, we can see here with the tape where I taped it up a bit too much in the dark bag. and you got a thread from that tape. But to be honest, that's pretty cool. Could have lined up the negative better in the pinhole, but the pinhole camera works and film works, the chemicals work. Finally, we have a result, and that's definitely a usable negative. So I'm going to do the other two that I took today as well. Yeah, that looks pretty cool. That looks pretty cool. That's going to be interesting. So that's it, pinhole disasters. Tried 3 times to actually get the image, but in the end I got really lovely prints, 4x5 images, and hopefully in the future I'm going to do some cyanotype with those prints. So in my next video I'm actually going to do some cyanotype, of course, some toning, some canvas, various different things with cyanotype. So I hope you've enjoyed this video. Feel free to comment, ask questions, and don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell, and hope to see you on the next one. Thank you for watching. That's it.